Crowning Madrid's oldest neighborhood of La Latina is an architectural and visual masterpiece that is the Basilica de San Francisco el Grande, Basilica of Saint Francis the Great, as much a place of Catholic worship as it is a temple paying homage to Spanish art. Its several marble and gold inlaid chapels and sacristy are home to an impressive collection of paintings by Spanish masters, the most famous of which is Francisco Goya's Saint Bernardino of Siena preaching to Alfonso V of Aragon. With a diameter of 33 meters and height of 58 meters, the Basilica's Great Dome is the largest in Spain and the fourth largest in Europe, after those of St. Peter's Basilica and the Pantheon in Rome, and the Santa Maria del Fiore in Florence. This treasured Spanish heritage has been through multiple incarnations, the earliest of which goes back to the 13th century. Legend has it that when Saint Francis of Assisi passed by Spain on his pilgrimage to the tomb of the Saint James the Apostle in Compostela in 1214, he built a modest home for himself and his companions near a hermitage where the church stands today. From these humble beginnings, the structure was expanded and enriched over the years, and eventually exceeded the splendor of all the churches in Madrid, until it was completely demolished in 1760 in order to build an ever bigger and more beautiful church to replace it. The ambitious work was then assigned to a Franciscan monk, Fray Francisco Cabezas, who had envisioned a dome covering a circular temple housing several chapels. He worked on it for 7 years until the project was suspended because of a disagreement over the proposed plan for the dome. Years later, under the rule of King Carlos III, construction recommenced under the guidance of the famed Italian architect Francesco Sabatini, who likewise designed Madrid's Puerta de Alcalá and oversaw the reconstruction of the Plaza Mayor. The royal church was finally consecrated on 1784, and nearly 2 centuries later in 1963, was officially conferred the status of Basilica Minor by Pope John XXIII. Once you step through the doors of the Basilica, it is impossible to not be awestruck by its floor-to-ceiling opulence and assembly of art under one dome. Underneath a celestial scene of frescoes and stained glass windows with biblical motifs, guarded by sculptures of the apostles and prophets, trompe-l'oeil paintings of saints, and carved cherubim, are 6 chapels embracing a main altar. Each of these chapels have a different theme and is a mini-museum unto itself, featuring altars surrounded by large oil paintings depicting religious scenes, mosaics, and intricately carved moldings. While the Basilica's predominant architectural style is neoclassical, these lavishly decorated chapels showcase different distinct periods, from Baroque to Byzantine, Renaissance to Rococo. The Chapel of Saint Bernardino of Siena, one of the chapels situated on the left side of the Basilica, features Goya's famous Saint Bernardino of Siena preaching to Alfonso V of Aragon, which was commissioned in 1781. As selfies were non-existent at that time, Goya managed to incorporate the closest thing, his self-portrait, on the right-hand side of the painting. The Royal Basilica of Saint Francis the Great, San Francisco el Grande in Spanish, is a Roman Catholic church in central Madrid, located in the neighborhood of La Latina. The main facade faces the Plaza of San Francisco. It was built in 1760 by King Carlos III. It stands on the site of a Franciscan convent, which is claimed to have been founded by Saint Francis himself in 1217. This is one of 5 royal basilicas of Madrid. It forms part of the convent of Jesus y Maria of the Franciscan order. It is dedicated to Saint Francis of Assisi. The basilica was designed in a neoclassic style in the second half of the 18th century, based on a design by Francisco Cabezas, developed by Antonio Piello, and completed by Francesco Sabatini. The basilica has a round floor plan and boasts the largest dome in Spain, at 108 feet in diameter, even larger than that of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. The church contains paintings by Zurbarán and incorporates 3 chapels, including the Chapel of San Bernardino de Siena with a magnificent painting of the saint by Francisco Goya. The figure on the right in the painting that is not looking up is a self-portrait of the artist. The 7 main doors were carved of American walnut by Casawanguas, and the 16th century Gothic choir stalls are from La Cartuja del Polar, in Segovia province. The temple once functioned as the national pantheon, and enshrined the remains of famous artists and politicians.